Good morning and welcome to the Mayor's Weekly News Conference. Today we will provide an update on the Citizen Response Center, showcase St. Paul's Italian Festival that's this weekend, highlight the Eid al-Adha celebration, remind everyone about the Mayor's Brown Bag Lunch, reflect on National Night Out, and provide an update on LERTA. And now I'll turn it over to the Mayor.
Thank you very much, Renee. We set up the Citizen Response Center early last year to fill a void that existed. The Citizen Response Center phone number is 870-1111, and that phone number is the busiest line here in City Hall. I want to thank Moss Sala, who handles the citizen relations, for the great job he's done setting up and running the Citizen Response Center. The city's business is really to serve the people of Erie. Moss runs the Citizen Response Center to field questions, complaints, concerns, and yes, he'll even take compliments about city services. Since I first took office, better service at City Hall has been and continues to be a priority for us. We started with two simple but pretty effective procedures. First, we asked all city employees to wear their name badges so that visitors can see who the employees are. That way they can get help and direction if needed. The second thing we implemented was called the 2010 rule. Here's how the 2010 rule works. When a city employee is 20 feet away, that's right, when a city employee is 20 feet away from somebody, Kathy Schaaf just did it, you smile and wave, make eye contact with the customer or whoever is coming your way. And then when you're 10 feet away, you should say something pleasant, like, hi, how are you, good to see you, or can I help you in any way? And we think that has made City Hall much more welcoming. Now, the Citizens Response Center is much more time-consuming than those first two changes that we made. But it has really taken city service, I believe, to a higher level. Often when I'm in meetings, or just when I run into people on the street, if I'm walking up and down State Street, I get a lot of comments and positive reactions to the experiences they had calling the Citizens Response Center. In fact, I would say 99% of the feedback I've had about the Citizens Response Center has been very positive so far. All people know when they have an issue or question with City Hall, but many people don't know who to call or what department to go to. The Citizens Response Center makes sure that the issue or question gets to the appropriate City Hall employee to get it promptly resolved and answered. To give you a better understanding of what the Citizens Response Center is doing, I'd like to invite Moss Sala to the podium. Moss will share a statistical analysis of how the many calls and types of calls he has received from the beginning of January to the end of July this year. Moss.
Thank you, Mayor, for your comments. If I was a perfectionist, I'd be a little concerned about that 1%, but I'm not, so I'm not worried about it. We'll just attribute it to not being able to make everyone happy. Let's put it that way, and that does happen. Couple things to note with regard to the statistics over there. As you can see, they run from January through July of this year. The total at the bottom, the 1,686, I believe, is the total that come through the citizen response line to begin with, and then they get dispersed accordingly depending on what the issue is. So, it's important to note first that some of the sources of these calls, so I get phone calls, I get walk-ins, I get written correspondence, I get inquiries through the app, the City Grows app, which is the online option, social media, if someone happens to have seen something on Nextdoor or some other social network site, and I get transfer walk-ins. So my sources are varied, and they haven't exactly all happened at the same time, but it's been close. And then those numbers, come from those sources. When you go to the first one there, what this represents is or some of the calls that came through that I completed from start to finish. So in other words, I didn't divert them to another department. I may have done legwork associated with it, obtained the answer I needed, and then completed the process just through citizen response alone. or I answered questions that maybe had nothing to do with City Hall, but they were just questions, and people even outside of area have come to use this number for other questions that don't even actually relate to the city in some instances. Code enforcement, those are calls that I get usually relating to property maintenance issues. When you go to police can be anything from abandoned vehicles to crime issues to July's numbers spiked pretty high because of Juliet's, the shooting, so we got a lot of comments on those. And then we go to engineering, those are things related to streets. I'm just kind of touching on some of these bigger ones. Refuse is self-explanatory. When you go to public works section there, those represents calls that also got dispersed to other departments listed on there but went through public works. Sometimes it's necessary for me to go through either the public works director or assistant director to get, for them to send then to the departments certain issues, depending on the significance of those issues and the time involved on those issues. If I get a phone call and it relates to an issue, it's not uncommon for there to be an additional 4 to 5 phone calls on that phone call just to get to the end of an issue. So it's a lot. The volume's pretty high. I think that's pretty much all I have, as far as interpretation of these stats. I think clearly the Citizens Response Center has filled a void and has met the needs of the community. As I said in the beginning here, you can't please everybody. It just doesn't happen. And so I get some displeased citizens who, my issue was never resolved, and it can't be resolved. It just can't be. But for the most part, I have gotten compliments certainly on the mayor's performance and such. And I think the important thing to remember is Citizen Response Center and the numbers that come in and the stats that you see are really dependent on the events that happen in the city, whether that be a weather event or a crime event or anything. They really fluctuate from month to month based on what happened in the city. And so with that said, I don't have anything further. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Moz. Again, thank you again for your hard work and your dedicated service to the residents of Erie. We really appreciate it. And to everyone else, I just say, remember, if you have a question, concern, complaint, or yes, even a compliment about city services, all you have to do is call Moss Sala, 870-1111, or you can go to the city's website also if you want to do it electronically. That's www.erie.pa.us. Next, we're going to showcase this weekend's St. Paul's Italian Festival, which is August 9th, 10th, and 11th, where Erie residents can enjoy and celebrate Italian-American heritage with food, music, and friendship. This great event showcases another part of Erie's great cultural diversity. Here with us, I'd like to introduce Gerard Nicastro, who's one of the festival organizers. He's going to give us some more detail about the festivities this weekend. Gerard.
Thank you, Mayor. As you heard, my name is Gerard Nicastro, and I'm pleased to be here with you. And before I say anything else, I would like to thank the City of Erie for all it does to help us get ready. As you probably know, the festival is this weekend, the 9th, 10th, and the 11th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And things begin on Friday with a pasta fagioli dinner. That means pasta and beans, and a lot of other things. And the grounds then open up. That begins at 5 o'clock, runs to 8 o'clock, and the grounds open around the same time. We usually say 6 o'clock, but often it's a little bit earlier. And there's all the usual celebration there and fun and food and family and friends, and it's a great time. The festivities continue on Saturday, beginning at noon. The grounds open at that time. And of course, there's entertainment going on, music going on just about the entire time. And Saturday's a good day for families. There's a lot of kids' activities, everything from a spaghetti eating contest at 2 o'clock to a visit from the city zoo and so forth. A lot of little games for them. Those last most of the day until close to sundown, actually. And there's also, if you're interested, on Saturday at 6 o'clock, there'll be a sort of Italian dancers demonstration. So, and then things continue on Sunday. We open at noon. After Mass is over, we have Mass at the church at 11 o'clock with the bishop. And then things begin, and the spaghetti dinner lasts that day. That's one of the big highlights from 12 to 6 in the center. And of course, don't forget there's grand prizes and all that sort of thing going on. So, any questions? Come, enjoy, mange. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerard, and I can tell you that I will be there on Sunday, the 11th. I'm going to go to the 11 o'clock Mass and then march in the parade to honor the Blessed Virgin Mary. And then my wife and I will be enjoying a good spaghetti dinner that day. And as you mentioned, there's lots of activities for kids, which is really great. The bounce house, crafts, face painting. Everyone can get their fix of pepperoni balls, tiramisu, cannoli, eggplant parmesan, right? And the Italian Festival is really the place to be this weekend. I can tell you that St. Paul's Italian Festival is especially meaningful to me because my grandparents, that's my father's parents, actually came over to America from Sicily. I wouldn't be here if they hadn't done that. My father actually served in the 88th Division during World War II, and he helped to liberate Sicily and Italy as part of his service. And because my dad was the only member of his unit that spoke Italian, when they liberated Bolzano, Italy, he was named the mayor of Bolzano for a week. So I'm not the first member to be a mayor. You can find full events schedule by searching St. Paul's Italian Festival on Facebook, or you can visit their website, which is stpaurcerie.org, and would encourage everyone to take part in that. Continuing our celebration here of diverse cultures, Eid al-Adha, also called the Festival of Sacrifice, is the second of 2 Islamic holidays celebrated worldwide each year. Eid al-Adha is the holier of the 2 celebrations. The meat from the sacrifice at Eid al-Adha is actually mostly given away. Only 1/3 of it is eaten by the immediate family and relatives, 1/3 is given to friends, and 1/3 is donated to the poor. This Saturday, at Gannon University's Hammer Mill Center from 6 p.m. to midnight, the Eid al-Adha celebration welcomes all residents to enjoy and participate in the festivities. And I really want to thank Ragad Ali, who's here with us. Ragad, thank you very much. She put this all together on Friday, and it really is a wonderful event, and I encourage everyone to attend. Can we give Ragad a round of applause for her work? Thank you. My understanding is there's going to be live music, henna demonstrations, a free kids zone, and of course, a lot of food, right? So tickets for the event are $5 at the door, or you can find more information on Facebook or by searching Eid al-Adha celebration. And by the way, that's spelled EID space AL-ADHA celebration. Next, I want to provide a quick reminder about the monthly Brown Bag Lunch with the Mayor. Once per month, residents of Erie are welcome to join me for an open conversation over lunch. These lunches provide an opportunity for me to hear directly from residents. I love hearing your ideas and your great questions. I look forward to the Brown Bag Lunch with the Mayor every month. Next month's lunch will take place right here in this room, room 500 at City Hall, on Thursday, September 5th from 11:30 to 12:30. You can sign up by calling Nika Nastari Carpenter at 870-1200 or by emailing her at nastari@erie.pa.us. We do require reservations because seating is limited. Next, I just want to comment real briefly about National Night Out. I was very impressed with the National Night Out celebrations on Tuesday all around Erie. The rain didn't prevent any Erie neighborhood from having a good time that evening. Thanks to Officer Pete Mitchell, who drove us around, Renee Lamus, Frank Stramilla, and I took part in 10 of the neighborhood celebrations here in Erie. Our goal was 13, but we didn't quite make that before it was over. The people were great and welcoming. We got a lot of great photos, which you've probably seen already on Facebook. We had fun. We ate a lot. I put on 5 pounds thanks to all the hot dogs, ice cream, donut dogs, and treats that I ate. When someone offers you great food, you can't say no, even if you're stuffed. I learned that. Finally today, I want to give an update on LRTA. We had 2 more LRTA applications over the first 5 business days here of August. So since July 1st, we've had 24 residential permits with a projected cost of $4,698,740 and 7 commercial permits with a projected cost of $1,715,798. So that's a total we've had so far of 31 LRTA applications since July 1st with total projected cost of $6,414,538. I continue to be very pleased with the impact the new LRTA is having on the Erie's economy. I know there are many more projects in the design phases and look forward to continuing to report LRTA applications to you each Thursday. Thanks again, everyone, for being here with us, and everyone who spoke will be available for interviews. Thank you very much.